This interview is made possible by the generosity of the Roxie and Azad Joseph Foundation.
I was born in New York City in 1933. Went to school actually in Brooklyn. And so I attended school there from kindergarten through high school, graduated from girls' high school in 1951. And not too long after that, I met my husband. The next thing we know, we got married. And being in the military, they transferred him to San Francisco. So we stayed there. I had two daughters, Edith and Irene. Then his job gave him a promotion to management position. So he moved to, with the new factory here in Reno, to be manager. Manager of a Swabacker Fry. It was a stationery company under the main company is Diamond International. You heard of the match company, yeah. And so it was quite an adjustment, you know, to move from what we call big city to a little city. And then we settled in, and it wasn't hard. The girls adjusted very easily. They went to hug high, and they just got along beautifully. We did okay, you know. It's different. It was different coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, and San Francisco being such a large city. There were not as many African and or black people in wherever you went, where you worked, wherever you went to the doctor's office, you know, it's like you're only one, and you kind of begin to wonder how many other people are in the community. But gradually, when you go to church and things like that, you get to meet other black families and get to, you know, acclimated to the area. I went to First National Bank, which was on First Street at that time, in a nice big building, and I worked there for a time, and then I found the opening in the federal government for the General Services Administration, and I got hired there. Finally, I ended up with a position at the computing services at the UNR, and I worked there for 10 years. I was interested in computers, and of course I didn't know a thing about them. So I decided to go to school, and I went to TMC. I would work full-time and take classes every night for about 3 or 4 years there, till finally I found out I had enough credits that I'm going to go and get my degree. And I kept on until I got my associate degree. Of course, we were active in the community with the NAACP. We met Bertha Woodard, who was very active, involved then. And I had never heard of the organization Negro Business and Professional Women, founded in 1935 in New York City. They were professionals. Some of them were doctors or lawyers, and they could not be a part of the white organization of women professionals. So they organized their own. They branched out from New York to other areas, other cities, other states in the South, the Midwest, and to the Western coast. That club was chartered in 1972, and I've been a member ever since. I've held the position of president, secretary. The purpose of that organization, as we state, is to benefit and support young women in the community through educational efforts and whatever they may need, and to encourage them to get an education and to improve, and especially if they wanted to go into business, because sometimes that would be an issue, you know. Well, I want to start a business, but I don't have the support, I don't have the wherewithal, I don't know how to begin, and these are things that we would have workshops and things to help. That was some assistance and encouragement for them. And I think the main thing is that you dedicate or commit yourself to making the best life you can. And that's what we did, my husband and I, try to make a good life for ourselves and our family.